Aaron Harrison to the paint. And snatched by Early. Van Vliet, nothing there, brings it back out.
Good job of transition defense there by Kentucky on that possession.
Baker. And it goes to Kentucky. 7 different Shockers have scored in this game. Wichita State's up by 3. Is 3 out of 3 from the field.
And Jim, if there was any concern about the elbow, he put that to bed early. Really good at getting into the lane and then also showing the versatility from beyond the arc there with the triple.
Aaron Harrison will bring it up, give it up to his twin.
Let's see, we talked about it earlier. Let's see who can win the battle the last 7 to 10 seconds of the shot clock in the half court.
Harrison again. And that's his first miss. Bounces out to Cotton.
Solid job defensively there. Not a bad look by Harrison, but the help there to alter the shot.
Shadrach Lufiel is back on the floor. Number 0 for the Shockers. And a couple of early baskets. And speaking of early, Lee Anthony to the hoop.
And as an example there, just the patience and the execution and waiting for the moment to attack.
Driving in and going back out with it. Bodies hit the floor, no foul. And Poitras.
And Aaron
Harrison
his
got an issue
elbow.
with his left elbow. Photographers. Yeah, Aaron Harrison driving in, hit the floor, and he's been clutching his elbow.
So we got the twins both dealing with right elbow issues.
Yeah. That's what they say about twins, right? You feel each other's pain right down to the same joint. It's an 11-2 stretch for the Shockers. From 4 down to 5 ahead.
They got a mismatch on Harrison. Good recognition. Great help, though, by Cauley Stein.
Yeah.
Who was probably the best help defender in this game.
Reach back and knock it loose, but now Van Vliet does it. And it's off Van Vliet, they say. It's going to Kentucky.
And folks, that's an example there where anticipation makes you quick. And you see they're able to get that deflection. That's pretty close there. I thought it was off of Van Vliet there. Frustrated at that wasted opportunity.
He never had possession, Van Vliet, so the shot clock was not reset on a change of possession.
And Randall has done his job of drawing attention. Now it's time for him to put his impact on it scoring.
Like that, right there. Randall's first basket.
That's an example of letting the game come to you, not forcing it early. You know, getting a feel for how you're going to be defended, figuring out the areas that you're going to be able to attack. He's been really, really patient here today.
Baker slashing through. Oh, and he got it around Cauley Stein, who was ready to swat another one.
Yeah, great read by Baker.
Outside, and Paulson almost got the bounce. Van Vliet bounces it to Early.
And there you
for 2
go.
more.
In one possession, you see the difference in these two teams. At times, the patience of Van Vliet to wait to the last moment to find Anthony Early on that finish. What a beautiful delivery. In stride before the shot blocker can get there.
Win over Kansas. The Stanford Cardinal taking in a little basketball here.
I tell you what, they have been so impressive with the 2 wins they've had here this weekend. And Now let's see if Kentucky can regroup a little bit in the half court. That's offensive, yeah. And you know, that's an example. They're just getting a little too frustrated. Early did a terrific job. Remember we talked about Wessel earlier? He already done his job defensively. He'd already forced him off the block. Now you just play basketball because he's at a position, even if he catches it, the help can get to him. As long as you don't let him catch it deep down on that block, that's where you're susceptible to being attacked one-on-one. Terrific job defensively there by Early.
5th team foul on Kentucky. Wichita State inside, and Young gets a hand on Van Vliet. His first.
Remember we talked about Wichita State being a really good screen team. Again, that was an excellent rub off the high post. And then Cotton with the trust to make the delivery there to Van Vliet.
Van Vliet, I overheard him yesterday talking before a throng of reporters. He was speaking so respectfully about Kentucky, about their size and their talent. But as an aside, he did say, you know, they're going to have to guard us too, though. And this recent sequence here, they're shooting 61% from the field. They have been finding ways to find seams against that Kentucky defense.
And you know, one way to tell how good they are in the half court offensively, the fact that Cauley-Stein doesn't have a block. You know, that tells you that not only do they execute, but they make the right reads. And this is where now the young Kentucky team, this is an important stretch, this next 4.5 minutes, especially because they're not getting anything in transition. It's going to be about their ability to operate 5-on-5 and get quality possessions.
Dakari Johnson. And Harrison. It's going the other way. Called on Andrew. And that's his second.
He's a little frustrated on that. That was one of those plays you're trying to do a little rub handoff, and you give a little hip check just to ensure that you can get the handoff there, and the official decided it was a little too aggressive.
You know, until about the 12-minute mark, we made a little comment during one of the breaks. It seemed like Kentucky was cohesive that first 8. More perhaps than we've seen them this year.
Yes.
A couple of times we'd ever seen. But now it hasn't been that way for a long stretch.
And that's the difference is typically, though, they can survive because they're so good defensively. But this Wichita State team executes well, so they're going to oftentimes make you pay for the mistakes that you make.
And there is a block. Dakari Johnson got a hand on it. Poitras drives in. Gets it back and converts.
Good effort there by Poitras.
He does bring energy.
He does, and a good decision in the open floor, I thought, by James Young. Getting to the teeth of the defense, finding him on the wing there. Those are the kinds of plays. The block shot by Johnson, the run out by the Wildcats.
Early. Quick possession for the Shockers. And Wildcats running down. And that's going to stay with the Wildcats. We got the under 4 timeout. And it's Wichita State right now with the 7-point lead. 3-12 on Thursday night.
And I want to meet the person who has that on their bracket.
Here, good luck. When you find them, let me know.
Yes.
Dumping it down to Cauley-Stein, who dumps it down.
Now that's good execution offensively, and that's something I'd like to see more. I think Willie Cauley-Stein can be more of a factor offensively. Terrific post entry there, and then the gather and the finish with contact by the big fella.
The big fella who carries the hyphenated name as a tribute to his mom and his dad. Former All-State wide receiver in high school in the state of Kansas.
And didn't Michael Kidd-Gilchrist do the same, something similar?
Exactly.
With the hyphen in his name as well? That group went on to win a national championship. Could that be the case for the Wildcats?
2 years ago. Inside and off the glass for two. Carter.
Again, you don't harp on it, but that experience by Carter, the beautiful little up and under, got the 7-footer off his feet and able to convert.
Coming around to deny. It was early, up ahead, blocked by Poitras.
What a play. And Baker had no idea that he was there.
That's right.
Not
had
aware.
No clue he was behind him.
Otherwise, you used the reverse there if you knew Poitras was on the chase.
2 minutes to go in the half. The freshman, Dakari Johnson, drives in and is able to get the foul call against Carter.
Great kick ahead there. And you notice he has no idea, because either you do one or two things. You dunk that or you come out on the other end for the reverse. That's as clean as it can get. And we talked about it, Jim, that energy Poitras has brought it. And that's been important here for the Wildcats.
Poitras, who started 31 of 33 games last year. And he's been a reserve this season, bringing on many occasions what we've seen here today, a spark from off the bench. Johnson again wants it, draws the foul, and they call it on Colby. Coming up, AT&T at the half with Greg, Clark, Kinney, and Charles. We'll talk a little bit more about Stanford's big win. Plus, they'll take you behind the scenes with March Madness Confidential, Creighton. It's all coming up, AT&T at the half.
And Dakari Johnson didn't have a really good game against Kansas State, but he's really had a good stretch here. The latter part of the season, giving them some quality minutes on that front line.
Enough so, they moved him into the starting lineup. Lufil on the floor for the Shockers. Dakari, a New York area kid from Brooklyn, although his mother did move to Lexington during his middle school years, and he lived right in the shadows of the campus for a while. Lufil saves it to Van Vliet. And we got a timeout by the officials. Don't see anything out of sync with the shot clock.
Well, I think that's what it was, because I think they're trying to determine when Wichita State got possession, which would tell you where the shot clock could be.
I got to tell you, this to me is not necessary. It's not going to be the difference of a second or two anyway.
No, but I will say this, though, Jim, and I agree with you, but it is the last 2 minutes. And a game that, in essence, is a two-possession game, we might look back on a moment right now that could have had an impact on the outcome. So they're just trying to determine, I think, when possession was gained. And so you see here, they don't have possession. The shot clock started, and it's you're right, it's a second, but how many times have you done a game, partner, where 1 second to get a shot off
made
a difference?
If it was at the end of the game, I would say it more critical. And if it was the last 30 seconds of the half, I would buy it. But to stop the game for a minute and a half already, as teams are in rhythm,
that's a
and
fair
you've got
point.
Possession, we're talking about a second here, folks.
Fair point, but maybe a better solution is to have someone, another official on the sideline to help, facilitate these decisions so that the break isn't so long. It shouldn't take this long. This should have been about 15 seconds at the most.
Well, the man running the shot clock
right
assumed
there.
Possession there.
And that's where it's about 3 seconds. It's almost about 3, because so that, I get it. Again, we've seen so many games. How many overtime games we had in the tournament so far? I know we had 4 the first couple days.
Yeah, 4 the first day.
I think we've had
on
6.
Friday.
I think we've had 6 total. So seconds do matter. So and I would prefer you err on the side of getting it right, because we don't know what's going to happen the last few seconds of this first half. That 3 seconds could make a difference.
Well, it wasn't a game clock addition. It's just a shot clock.
Exactly.
So it's just a matter of the shot clock only. And we got it. We got it. Thank you. Yeah, so they're adding 2 seconds.
But it shouldn't take that long. I totally agree.
We're not talking about a game clock situation that's going to affect Kentucky or Wichita State at the end. Let's see if they needed the extra 2 seconds now, okay?
Well, remember, they're going to start using shot clock unless you have a huge breakdown in the half court, Kentucky. Wichita State is comfortable at executing late in their shot clock.
Here's Van Vliet with 8 to shoot. And a foul call against the Shockers, Lufiel.
And that's a good job of Randall there, battling down low. And Lufiel just a little overzealous. They really weren't in a position to feed the post. And that forces the turnover.
With a minute. Andrew Harrison not on the floor.
Yeah, they just forced another. Oh my goodness, they forced a mismatch and not able to take advantage.
Oh, he does though.
My goodness!
Van Vliet saw it at mid-court. And he's loving it as he goes over and bounces right off the shoulder of Early. Van Vliet had just enough little hesitation to set it up for it to break.
I tell you what, the quickness of hand with the steal and then the perfect pass. Basketball is a game of rhythm, folks, and when you can make plays that allow the rhythm to be maintained, you get exciting plays and emphatic finishes like that. Go back to the steal by Van Vliet. That's the second time he's picked the pocket of Harrison in this first half.
Paulson comes in for Kentucky, and Early has the three-point play.
I've said, hadn't had a chance to say it today, but in watching him, and there's a lot of great point guards in the country, but I don't know that there's a better decision maker in America than Fred Van Vliet.
That was a second foul on Cauley Stein.
They've gone to a zone here, Wichita State. Let's see if Kentucky recognizes.
And Baker got a hand on it. Harrison looks back to Coach Cal to find out what he wants to be operating with here with 7 to shoot. Paulson gives it up to Randall. Way outside. And now the perimeter shot by Young.
Oh, boy, was that big.
Wow, they needed that. Van Vliet, though, with 5 to Baker. That's a 2. Early putback. No. So Young hits a shot that Kentucky needed when they were running out of time on their possession.
How big, and good decision by Paulson to make that extra pass, caught Cotton off guard. And James Young with the triple to keep it close.
Kentucky led by 4 at 19 to 15. But a 10.
Guys, Calipari came out of the locker room and he was extremely upset with the turnovers. He said, we can't give them those easy buckets, 9 points off those turnovers. He also said his team needs to be more aggressive and match their intensity, guys.
Well, thank you, Tracy. You know, talking to Coach Cal yesterday, Tracy was there. He talked about a message he's been sending to his team, and that is over and over again. No one's been through as much as we have. That's what he tells his Wildcats. They built us up to be gods. We were preseason #1 because they wanted to tear us down. That's what he told them. And now we got to go prove everybody they were wrong. And there's an opening shot by Early from three-point land.
And again, great execution. And if you look at this game, Kentucky is quicker, but Wichita State is quicker on their feet, meaning they are able, because of that experience, to play more to their instincts. They're forcing Kentucky to have to think a little more than they're comfortable doing right now.
Young lobs it down low. Cauley Stein off balance, has to go back out with it. Here's Young, who hit the shot before the half. Followed up by Randall.
And that might be the play that gets the big fella going right there. Great effort on that offensive glass.
Just his second field goal of the game. Cotton comes back outside. Five starters on the floor for Wichita State. Kentucky 4 starters plus Cauley Stein for Johnson. Cotton open from the corner. Here's Randall looking ahead. Aaron Harrison, quick shot, got it. A 3.
And then there, Randall again with the great decision. Didn't force it, got it up to Randall for the triple in rhythm.
And now Baker back out to Van Vliet.
I really have been impressed with these young Wildcats. High expectations, but they have really grown as a team.
That was off the hands of Colby.
And good job there. Randall, he hasn't scored a lot today, Jim, but he's played, to me, one of his best games. You know, it's not always about the points and the rebounds. It's about the impact of allowing your team to function. And that's what he's done today. There's 5 assists, only 1 turnover, the 6 rebounds, the solid defense he's played at times when they switched him out on perimeter players. He has been really good for the Wildcats.
He was switched out that last time, and Van Vliet had to try to make a 3 over him. Here's Young. He's going to trim it to 1. And there it is, Randall. Defended once,